Welcome to Turkey. A land where continents meet, where history breathes through stone, where every street tells a story older than time itself. Welcome to a country that is not just a destination, but an experience, a bridge between East and West, between ancient empires and modern dreams. This is a place where the call to prayer echoes beside church bells, where Roman ruins stand under Ottoman skies, where turquoise seas kiss golden shores, and where every city feels like a different world. From the busy streets of Istanbul to the fairy chimneys of Cappadocia, from the ancient ruins of Ephesus to the white terraces of Pamukkale, Turkey is not one story, it is 1,000 stories woven into one powerful nation. Today, you are not just watching a video. Today, you are traveling across an entire country. This is Turkey, raw, real, timeless, and unforgettable. Turkey is one of the few countries on Earth that exists on two continents, Europe and Asia. This unique position has shaped its identity for thousands of years. Empires rose and fell here. Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks, and Ottomans all left their marks on this land. Modern Turkey stands today as a powerful blend of tradition and progress, faith and freedom, history and innovation. With over 85 million people, Turkey is not just geographically large, it is culturally vast. Istanbul is not just a city, it is a living museum. Once known as Byzantium and later Constantinople, this city has been the capital of empires for more than 1,600 years. Walking through Istanbul feels like walking through time. The Hagia Sophia stands as a symbol of religious harmony and historical transformation. Once a church, then a mosque, then a museum, and now a mosque again, it represents Turkey's complex identity. The Blue Mosque rises nearby with its elegant domes and 6 minarets, while the Bosphorus Strait divides Europe and Asia with calm authority. Ferries cross continents in minutes. Grand Bazaar buzzes with life, colors, spices, and voices. Istanbul is chaotic, beautiful, loud, spiritual, modern, and ancient all at once. Cappadocia, land of fairy chimneys. In central Turkey lies Cappadocia, a place that looks like another planet. Formed by volcanic eruptions and erosion over millions of years, this region is famous for its fairy chimneys, underground cities, and cave churches. Early Christians hid here to escape persecution. Entire cities were carved underground, complete with ventilation systems and living quarters. At sunrise, hundreds of hot air balloons rise over the valleys, creating one of the most iconic views in the world. Cappadocia represents Turkey's mystical side, quiet, spiritual, and deeply connected to nature. Ephesus, the ancient world still standing. Ephesus is one of the best preserved ancient cities in the world. Once a major Roman city, it was home to the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Walking through its marble streets, you see grand libraries, massive theaters, and intricate mosaics that tell stories of a powerful civilization. Ephesus proves that Turkey is not just Ottoman history, it is Roman, Greek, and Anatolian history combined. Pamukkale, Cotton Castle of Nature. Pamukkale is a natural wonder unlike any other. White travertine terraces filled with mineral-rich thermal water cascade down the hillside like frozen waterfalls. People have bathed here for thousands of years, believing the waters have healing powers. Above Pamukkale lies Hierapolis, an ancient city built around these natural springs. This place shows how nature and civilization have lived together in Turkey since ancient times. Antalya, Turkey's turquoise coast. Antalya represents the modern vacation side of Turkey. Located along the Mediterranean coast, it offers crystal-clear waters, ancient ruins, luxury resorts, and dramatic cliffs. But Antalya is more than beaches. Ancient cities like Aspendos and Perge stand nearby, reminding visitors that history is never far away in Turkey. Tourism here fuels the economy, but culture remains deeply respected. Adana is a city where heat, history, and flavor come together with unstoppable energy. Located in southern Turkey along the Seyhan River, Adana is best known around the world for its legendary Adana kebab, a dish so bold and spicy that it reflects the spirit of the city itself. But Adana is more than food. This city carries layers of Roman, Ottoman, and modern Turkish history. The ancient Taskapru, one of the oldest bridges still in use in the world, connects the past to the present, just as Adana connects tradition with modern life. Summers here are intense, streets are alive late into the night, and people are proud, warm, and expressive. Adana represents the raw, passionate side of Turkey, loud, flavorful, and unforgettable. Agri is where Turkey touches the sky. Dominated by the majestic Mount Ararat, this city is wrapped in myth, faith, and untamed nature. Many believe this is where Noah's Ark finally rested, giving Agri a spiritual importance that reaches far beyond its borders. Winters are harsh, landscapes are dramatic, and life here is shaped by endurance. Snow-covered plains stretch endlessly, and the silence feels ancient. Agri shows a different Turkey, quieter, tougher, and deeply connected to nature. This is not a tourist-heavy destination, it is real, raw, and honest. Agri represents Turkey's eastern soul, where legends live and mountains rule. Aksaray, the crossroads of civilizations. Aksaray sits at the heart of Anatolia, a place once traveled by merchants on the Silk Road. This city has witnessed caravans, empires, and centuries of movement. Ancient caravanserais, mosques, and stone structures still stand as proof of its importance in trade and culture. Aksaray is also a gateway to Cappadocia, making it a bridge between history and natural wonder. Life here moves calmly, traditions are strong, and the city reflects the hard-working, grounded spirit of central Turkey. Aksaray represents stability, heritage, and continuity. Ardahan, Turkey's quiet edge. Ardahan lies near Turkey's northeastern border, a region of wide grasslands, cold winters, and peaceful isolation. Nature dominates life here. Rolling hills, lakes, and open skies define the landscape. The city feels untouched, almost forgotten by time. People live close to the land, and traditions are preserved with pride. Ardahan shows a Turkey that few outsiders see, silent, resilient, and deeply rooted in nature. It represents the calm strength of the country's far edges. Edirne, the Ottoman crown. Once the capital of the Ottoman Empire, Edirne stands as a symbol of imperial elegance. The Selimiye Mosque, designed by the legendary architect Mimar Sinan, rises with perfect balance and power. Edirne's streets echo with history, festivals, and tradition. Located near Europe, this city reflects Turkey's deep connection with the West. Wrestling festivals, historic bridges, and grand architecture make Edirne a cultural treasure. It represents Turkey's imperial pride and artistic brilliance. Elazig, culture of the East. Elazig is a cultural heartland of eastern Anatolia. Music, poetry, and strong community values define this city. Nearby ancient Harput tells stories of civilizations long gone, standing above the modern city like a silent guardian. Elazig's people are known for their warmth and loyalty to tradition. This city represents Turkey's emotional depth, where history, music, and identity merge. Erzincan, beauty born from earth. Erzincan is shaped by both beauty and hardship. Earthquakes have destroyed it multiple times, yet it always rises again. Surrounded by mountains and fertile plains, Erzincan is known for its clean air, natural beauty, and strong spirit. This city symbolizes resilience. No matter how many times the ground shakes, life continues. Erzincan represents Turkey's unbreakable will. Erzurum, fortress of winter. Erzurum is one of Turkey's coldest and toughest cities. Winters are brutal, but the city stands strong. Historic madrasas, stone fortresses, and wide streets tell stories of defense and endurance. Erzurum is also Turkey's winter sports capital, hosting ski resorts and international events. This city represents discipline, strength, and survival against nature. Gaziantep, capital of flavor. Gaziantep is a living celebration of taste and history. Recognized by UNESCO for its cuisine, this city is famous for baklava, kebabs, and rich spices. But Gaziantep is also ancient: castles, bazaars, and museums tell stories of thousands of years. Life here revolves around food, family, and tradition. Gaziantep represents Turkey's generosity and cultural richness. Giresun green meets the Black Sea. Giresun sits where lush green mountains meet the deep Black Sea. Tea fields, hazelnut orchards, and misty hills define the landscape. Life moves slower here, guided by nature. The sea shapes culture, food, and daily rhythm. Giresun represents Turkey's natural harmony and coastal soul. Eastern Turkey, raw, powerful, untouched. Eastern Turkey is rugged, less explored, and deeply traditional. Snow-covered mountains, vast plateaus, and ancient Kurdish, Armenian, and Turkish cultures define this region. Mount Ararat, believed by many to be the resting place of Noah's Ark, rises with quiet dominance. Cities like Van carry deep historical roots, while rural life continues much as it has for centuries. This is Turkey in its purest form, strong, resilient, and deeply human. Turkish culture and food, a way of life. Turkish cuisine is world famous for a reason. Kebabs, meze, baklava, pied, and Turkish tea are not just food, they are traditions. Meals are shared slowly. Hospitality is sacred. Guests are treated with honor. Tea is offered not as a drink, but as a gesture of friendship. Turkish culture values family, respect, and community above all. Woman with headscarf, religion, modernity and identity. Turkey is a Muslim-majority country with a secular constitution. Mosques exist beside nightclubs. Women choose whether to wear hijab or not. This balance is not always easy, but it defines modern Turkey. Faith is deeply respected, yet personal freedom is strongly valued. This tension shapes Turkish politics, society, and daily life. Modern Turkey, beyond history. Modern Turkey is a growing power. Its cities expand, its industries grow, and its youth dream big. Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir are centers of business, technology, and education. Turkish dramas dominate international screens. Turkish airlines connect the world. The country moves forward while carrying its past with pride. Globe showing Europe-Africa why Turkey is more than a destination. Turkey is not just somewhere you visit. It is somewhere you feel. It challenges your expectations. It surprises you at every turn. It teaches you that identity can be layered, that history can live alongside the present, and that beauty exists in contrast. Turkey is loud and quiet, ancient and modern, spiritual and secular, Eastern and Western, all at once. Turkey is not a country you simply see. It is a country you remember. Long after you leave, its call to prayer echoes in your mind, its flavors linger on your tongue, and its stories stay in your heart. From Istanbul to Cappadocia, from the Aegean coast to the eastern mountains, Turkey stands not just as a place on the map, but as a journey through civilization itself.